What's happening, everybody? Dave the Film Junkie here, doing it. Keep doing it. Weekly podcast, guys. Welcome to the Film Junket podcast. I believe this is episode 5. I'm keeping up, guys. I'm not being lazy with this shit. I just love talking, and I love that you guys listen. Back on the Rolling Rock this week. Yeah, was drinking the rum for a bit. Now I got the Rolling Rock. Back on the Rolling Rock. I just picked up a little 6-pack yesterday. And, that's pretty much it. And now I'm just back on it. It's just, I don't know, it's refreshing. It's cheap, and it's refreshing. Yeah. I know a lot of people out there, a lot of the craft beer guys, the connoisseurs, they're fucking water. It's fucking piss water, man. You gotta drink an IPA. You gotta drink some Stone. Yeah. I get it. And I do. When I'm at a place that serves it, yes. But when it comes to, like, purchasing it for home, yeah, it's a little expensive. And I'm not making, a ton of money. I gotta pinch the pennies, guys. Even with my alcoholism, I gotta pinch the pennies. Anyways, so what's going on? This stupid thing. Sorry, my computer has that zoom in thing, and sometimes it goes a little crazy because I have to tap my mouse because I got an iMac. Yeah, which, oh man, when I worked doing the Android thing, ooh, did I get some shit for having an iMac, man. Oof. Yeah, there's those Android fanboys that do not like that, especially since I constantly made fun of the iPhone, because and I still do. I don't like the iPhone. I mean, it's smooth. It's a pretty looking phone, but it's just so boring to me. I don't know. I just never enjoyed it really. Yeah, and I just never jumped on that bandwagon. I went from my very first smartphone was a BlackBerry Pearl. You almost have to say it with like this. I had a BlackBerry Pearl. Yeah, I had a BlackBerry Pearl. It was a smaller version of the BlackBerry that I got. Because I didn't want the actual BlackBerry for some reason. I was jumping off of, a flip phone. And I didn't want to, go too crazy with it. So then I got that. And it was actually a good phone. And I make fun of it because it was like a girly phone. But, and then I jumped onto the very first Android phone, which was the G1. Man, that was an awesome phone with the flip up key, the flip up screen, or you could move it up, and they had the physical keyboard and everything. I had that phone, and I jailbroke the shit out of it. I actually turned one of them into a paperweight because me and my friend were trying to root the phone, and we fucked up. Yeah, that's just what happens when you don't follow directions. Of course, rooting a device now is one of the easiest things you could do. Then, not so much. It was still relatively new. Way back in my day, we took us a while to root our phones, to jailbreak it, and some of them turned into paper. Sorry, I just turned into an old man right there for a minute because that's what I felt like. Because that was back in 2008, I want to say? 9 years ago? Was it that? Shit. Doesn't seem like 2008 wasn't that long ago, but then you go, wait, we're in 2017. What the fuck? Man, it's all good. Did you guys change your clocks forwards? No, you don't have to because everything just changes for you. That's what's so great about now. A lot of people always freak out like, oh, man, you lose an hour of sleep. Fuck, what am I going to do? And I'm just going, just go to bed on Saturday and then wake up and you'll be all right. Go to bed, or, a lot, of course, you still got physical clocks to get a change, maybe in your car and stuff. Just do that. Do that before you go to bed. And then just look at your phone's time, look at your computer's time, tablet, whatever. See what time it is, go to bed, wake up, look at the time on all that, on everything now, and you're fine. I was totally fine. I felt like I know, at first I tripped out because I thought I slept 10 hours, but I only slept 9. That's right, just 9. I was fucking tired for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't really do that much yesterday. I mean, of course, all the Wonder Woman stuff, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit here, but I was running around because I just got a new car, guys. Can you believe it? Believe it! Woo! Sorry, I'm still on a little bit of a cloud 9. I finally bought it. You don't know, guys. You don't know. I was driving the same bucket. It wasn't always a bucket. For fucking 12 years, man. That's right. A 2000 Chevy Cavalier that I got in 2004. So it was actually almost 13 years. Holy shit. I got it. My first car I had, it was only my second car. This is only my third car. Yeah. I got it, and you know what? It was just a smooth ride. Never had any problems with it. And I didn't start having problems with it till about end of 2015. Maybe even before that, it started showing some signs of age. But I just loved, I paid it off in like 2008, 2009, and I just didn't want another car payment. I didn't. And, you know, I was just, whatever. You know, I was just one of those guys that just would not let go of my Calvin. That's what I named it. And I named this one Tom because it's a Chevy Cruze. Get it? Oh, I keep naming it boys' names. People are going to wonder about me. And I could have named it Penelope Cruz. Penelope, or something. I don't know. But I decided to go with Tom. I don't know. I thought that was funny because there's people that have laughed at that because they first had to think about it. That's the reason why I named it Tom, because I was like, hey, I named it Tom. And they're like, why'd you name it Tom? Well, think about it. There it is. You got it. Yes. And the car's a quick little fuck, just like Tom Cruise, because that motherfucker can run. Can't wait to see him run from a mummy this time. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to that fucking movie. And it's opening up the shared universe for that, which I'll talk about all the shared universe too, because I've seen people's disdain for shared universes and everything, and then of course people we'll get into that in a bit. Anyways, so I bought a new car Monday night. I bought a new car because the Cavalier. I've been saving, and I was about ready to pull the trigger, but there was complications with work and stuff, because work was like light and there was days I was missing. I wasn't getting full 40-hour weeks because just the workload wasn't quite there. But everything started looking up at the past couple weeks, where like work's been coming in. I've been working full weeks, not to mention things on my YouTube have been going up, which I thank you guys for. So I'm like, all right, you know what? It's almost time. It's about time. And then Monday, as I was driving to work, and then I've been having a coolant leak. My damn car kept peeing himself. I mean, shit, couldn't hold his liquids. So I always had to watch my temperature gauge. And I have a 45-mile commute, and you're driving this fucking piece of shit that's could overheat at any time, you know. So I'm sitting there, you know, I would have to refill. I was buying like 2 bottles of fucking coolant like every week almost. So I would fill it up and then go. It would mainly leak as it was sitting. It would leak more than that. So I'm driving, and my temperature gauge just will not flatten like right there in the middle like it should. So it kept on just like teeter-tottering the whole time, and I just put a bunch of coolant in. And then when I went on my lunch, and when I drove, I looked, there was a big-ass fucking puddle of coolant right there. And then where I drove, and then when I was driving back to work after my lunch, the freaking gauge just shot straight up. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to blow up. But luckily, I was like right down the street, and I got it back in time. Gonna go back in time. And I was okay. Everything was fine. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this. And I've been looking on TrueCar. Not a sponsor, but it should be because they're awesome. TrueCar. Yeah, I don't have any sponsors yet. This podcast is sponsored by FilmJunkie.com. If you want movie news on crack, go to FilmJunkie.com. No. So I went on TrueCar, and I've been looking at TrueCar, you know, all kinds of cars. I've been mainly looking at the Chevy Cruzes because I thought they were really awesome cars. So I did that, and then I found one with a dealership that was really close to work. They were selling a 2014, and I'm like, okay, let me go check it out after work. And sure enough, I mean, after like 3 hours of finagling and trying to round up the down payment and get everything going and getting stuff going because they needed stuff with the insurance and shit, finally got the new car, and I couldn't be more happy. I mean, it's like a weighted vest has been lifted off of me, guys. You don't even know, because driving that piece of shit that I had, that, you know, with the commute and everything, it was just no AC too, guys. No air conditioning. I haven't had air conditioning in like 4-5 years. I just fucking powered through the summer. I don't know how I did, but you know, maybe it's the half Mexican in me, man. I don't know. But that's racist. Jeez, my Mexican half is offended. My God, rage. No, but so, and I knew the heat was coming because it definitely is here. It's warm in my house right now. It's getting up there. Winter is leaving. All that rain that we got and everybody's freaking out about, which, yeah, some of it was valid because there was almost like a dam that exploded over here in California. Excuse me. Time to open another one. Anyways, so I was like, okay, heat's coming. My car is just, it's on its last leg. I got to do it. And that's why when I went, saw the car, everything was legit. They gave me the Carfax. Give me the Carfax. And we went for a test drive, and then we started crunching numbers, and finally I just drove away. Drove away with it. I didn't trade in my old car. I still have my old car. It's sitting in the parking lot of my work right now. So I'm still trying to figure all that out because I need that little pink slip, which I have no fucking clue where it's at, so I got to get a new one and everything. Anyways, guys, that's besides the point, but I'm really excited for having a new car. I bought some stuff. I bought this really cool Star Wars sun visor thing where it shows Han, Obi-Wan, Luke, and Chewie like in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. I thought that was fucking awesome. So when people see my shit, they'll, yeah, why not? Bought some other stuff for cleaning because I'm keeping this car as clean as shit. I mean, I'm one of those people that get upset if something, a little spot or something, I'm like, God damn it. I've already washed it too. I haven't even had it for a week, and I washed the shit out of it and just, it's my baby. What can I say? And then I was driving everywhere this weekend at different places to find a goddamn 3D Batman, Bat logo emblem to put on my car, like a little thing on the back. That's what I wanted. Could not find anything everywhere. They had Superman ones everywhere. I saw Punisher ones, which were rather tempting because I love the Punisher logo. Nothing. I was almost tempted to get the Superman one, but I was like, no, I can't get Superman before I get Batman. That's like, I feel like I would be cheating or something. Jesus. So I just went, okay, Amazon, and there we go. So I got one coming. I'll post a picture because it's just a nice little 3D chrome one. I'm going to put right on the ass. Tramp stamp right on the back of Tom. God, it's weird that I call my car Tom, but I love it. It's like when people give, real names to pets, to dogs especially. I like that shit. Anyways, guys, now that I've rambled on for about 12 minutes of just shit that's going on, what about that Wonder Woman trailer? Woo! Sexy, sexy, sexy. Now, I've heard some people go, yeah, trailer was all right. And that's a perfectly okay response. I think when it comes to these big trailers, the second one that comes out should be the one that blows everybody's balls away. That's what it is. You have the teaser type trailer that kind of introduces you, sets the tone, and you kind of go, oh, and then you get the second trailer, it's just like, oh, fuck me. That was awesome. And the third one, okay, cool. See, but one thing I mentioned in my reaction video was like, they didn't blow their wad. They didn't blow their wad all over our fucking faces this time because with Batman vs. Superman, they showed way too much. Well, it was like technically the second trailer, but it was technically a third. They showed Doomsday, which a lot of people were pissed about, even though like most of us knew it was coming. But then, I even made a video. I was like, why the fuck would you? But then now in hindsight, I go, yes, they showed a little too much. And even when that last trailer they showed, when they showed Batman kicking everybody's ass, I even thought that was too much. Even though they should have showed glimpses of that, like maybe half of that in a trailer, that would have been great. But this time, they didn't show too much. And I'm hoping this is the final trailer. There doesn't need to be any more trailer yet. Start showing clips. Sorry. Man, see, that's the bad part. It's not good pod with beer because I get gassy. I get the gassy. As I take another drink. No, but like, they didn't show too much. You really don't know exactly what the initial plot is, which is great. And they didn't show Ares. They did not show Ares, and they shouldn't show Ares, man. And I think WB is finally learning. They are learning from what the mistakes that they made with Batman vs. Superman, okay? And they know this. They made mistakes last year, but I think this year is going to be Warner Brothers and DC's year. I think the DCEU it's going to be their year. I mean, I've said this before. There's a shift happening, guys. There is a big-time shift going on where Marvel Studios is going to get bumped. They are currently... After Wonder Woman comes out, they are going to be in last place when it comes to the big three, okay? When it comes to the big three, Warner Brothers, DC, Fox, Marvel, and then Marvel Studios, they are going to be third. They are going to be third because Fox Marvel is on fucking top right now after Logan, obviously. And then, of course, Deadpool last year, even X-Men Apocalypse, it wasn't like the greatest. A lot of people were like, that movie fucking sucked. But it didn't kill that franchise. It wasn't a franchise killer like Fantastic Four. It wasn't that, because they were the laughing stock with Fantastic Four. and even some of the previous shit that they've done, like Wolverine Origins. Yeah, I mean, but you can't. I mean, Days of Future Past was really good. So I mean, they've never been like fully, but they were always, I guess, considered third. But after Deadpool and even X-Men Apocalypse and then Logan, they're on top. And even Legion, the show Legion, I haven't watched it yet, and I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I can't wait to do it. I'm one of those people, one of those fucking assholes that can't do the weekly shit. I can't wait a week because I always forget because I'm either working on shit or I'm reading a comic book. I don't know. I'm just never like, I can't do the weekly thing. And I don't like, I mean, I do like commercials in a way, but I don't like commercials too when it comes to watching a show that I'm into. So I'm going to wait and binge watch it after it's all said and done. But I've heard nothing but good things. So right now, Fox Marvel's on fucking top, man. They have taken the podium. And I think after Wonder Woman, DC is going to be right up there with them because it's going to win a lot of people back. There's a lot of people who did not like Batman vs Superman or Suicide Squad that are hyped. They're hyped for Wonder Woman. But what the thing that is starting to make me upset is, I mean, I tweeted this too. I tweeted this today. I retweeted. And a lot of you guys actually fucking did like the tweet because Patton Oswalt. He basically stated, let's see here. He stated that he said a Logan-style Wonder Woman movie directed by what's her name? Lexi Alexander, in a few years, please. And then somebody asked, well, weren't you the one saying that every DC character shouldn't be dark and gritty? And then he answered with, yep, I'm saying it would be interesting to see a positive, optimistic character be tempted by dark and gritty and overcome it. That's what Superman and Batman were doing! Jesus! Seriously. Rewatch, and people, and this is why I said the shift is happening, because people are now wanting dark and gritty characters when we had a movie that came out a fucking year ago, almost exactly, that had that. And even Man of Steel. Jesus. I mean, Man of Steel was all about a superhero with unlimited capabilities, learning his powers, trying to be good with them. And then he had this other Kryptonian, somebody who is his race, his species, has his exact powers, comes along, wants to destroy the Earth and rebuild Krypton. Remake Earth into Krypton. And of course, you know, the whole whatchamacallit that's grafted on Clark's skull. God, I can't even remember the fucking name. Anyways, obviously he's the key. He's the key to getting the Kryptonian race back in line. But of course, the human race has. So he was tempted. Clark was tempted. Superman was tempted by the dark. There, Patton, and he overcame it. And then he was tempted yet again in Batman vs Superman because of just the way people were treating him. He was fighting off the way that there was like this mix, which is fucking reality. Jesus Christ, there's always two halves. You know, there's people that actually loved Superman and looked at him as a god, and then there are people that actually hated him, hated his guts, and the main villain was after his fucking balls, and the guy who eventually teams up later was also after his fucking balls, which sounded really weird. They wanted to rip his balls off, I should say. And guess what? Batman was going down a treacherous road too. He was killing people. He didn't give a fuck. He was killing us, and he was going to take Superman down if it meant death. I mean, come on. Just because he straps on a goddamn armored suit don't mean he's going to win. He had all this shit to help, and Superman was going through every one of them and fighting back and almost had him, but then, you know, of course, Batman, being the badass that he is, of course, kicked his ass. And then what, like 15 minutes later, kicked 25 guys' ass. Oh, that's why I say he's such a badass. So, this is where it's just, it's fucking funny. So Batman had to overcome it because obviously at the end, I mean, you heard what he was saying to Diana. Men are still good. You know, we fight, we blah, 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 you know, we can rebuild. And that's what the movie is. It's funny how these people just don't see what the ultimate theme of this movie. It's like rebirth. It really is. By the end of the movie, everybody is like rebirth because you got Clark in the ground. You got Superman in the ground, but he's going to come back. We saw that. We had Batman who was going down just a suicidal fucking road to nowhere, just killing people and about to kill himself, who now is like, you know what? I see the positive light. And then you had Wonder Woman. You had Diana, who walked away from humans, from the human race, from fighting for them 100 years ago, because we're going to see that. We're going to see why she did in Wonder Woman, which is so fucking great. And Superman, and fighting along with Superman and Batman, has brought her back. I mean, how do you not fucking see that? How do you not see that? Dark, yeah, it's just like, come on. Now all of a sudden this year, everybody wants a dark, gritty character, and that's why I'm thinking, oh shit, is the MCU in trouble? Are they going to see Spider-Man and be like, this was too hokey pokey, this was too fucking, this is too unicorns and goddamn cotton candy, this is too much. I really hope not, because Spider-Man's one of my favorites too. If not, he is my favorite Marvel character. I mean, him and Deadpool are like, yeah, it's like back and forth with me with that. I still think Homecoming will be great. I'm not like shitting on that. But I mean, look what happened too when the Thor images came out. A lot of people were like, what the fuck is up with all the colors? Holy shit. And it was just like, at first I was like, yeah, there's a lot of colors, a lot of weird shit with these images. I could see that. But let's wait till actual footage comes out. But they're, like I said, there's a shift. Not everybody's wanting that anymore. But yeah, it was just funny when Patton said that. And I'm just going, yeah, that was the part. And a lot of people answered that too. Like a lot of people are like, Batman and Batman vs Superman. DCU has already covered that. DCU has covered so much, and they don't give enough credit for it because everybody's like, oh shit, man, well, fucking A. This rumor better be true, perhaps. Joker. Oh shit, something just came about. I'm not going to even read that right now. God damn it. Maybe I will in a little bit. No, but like, everybody's like, oh my god, we're Marvel and we need more diversity, okay? So we're going to have Black Panther, oh my god. Then we got the first black superhero. I'm like, no, fuck faces. First off, Luke Cage is going to come out before Black Panther. And we've had heroes like Blade and Spawn before that. So relax with the whole first shit, please. But see, what's funny is everybody keeps on dying for like Black Widow to get a movie. And it's not happening yet. And then, of course, Wonder Woman's coming out. But there's a difference between Black Widow and Wonder Woman, okay? You got Black Widow, who's more of a side character. She has no powers. She's mainly a spy assassin. I think her story would be much more interesting as like a 6 or 7 part series on Netflix, not a fucking movie. And then we got Wonder Woman, who's just an iconic figure. She's the ultimate female superhero. No matter what anybody says about Captain Marvel, even Brie Larson saying, I'm going to show her what a female superhero should be like. No, you're not. You're going to see what... Yeah, you're going to kind of do that, but I think Gal Gadot's going to actually show us that. Okay. That's just dumb. But I think a lot of people are going to come back from the Wonder Woman side, or come back to the DCEU side and everything. But yeah, dark rated characters, sure. And I said this before, if only if it needs it. Okay? And then on that whole fucking stupid thing too. Oh yeah, Warner Brothers is they're open for R-rated DC movies. I'm like, yeah, Watchmen, Constantine. How about that? And a lot of people too were like, well, yeah, what about those movies? And I didn't really mention them, but I was mainly talking about the DCEU. Okay, like they're open for that, in which they technically already had with Batman vs Superman Ultimate Cut because it was rated R, but it wasn't a hard R, and it didn't need to have a hard R. It's funny too because I watched The Matrix a couple nights ago. That movie's rated R when it really didn't need to be. But I think it was just with all the content involved and everything, the imagery and everything, they made it rated R. So sometimes it's a teeter-totter weird thing. It's a fucking weird thing because sometimes you could watch stuff and you're like, okay, this is not an R-rated movie. They only said fuck twice, which you're allowed to say fuck twice. They're not showing any nudity. The gore is not that bad. I mean, there's some gory shit that you see on TV. Fuck. So I don't know, man. It's interesting, and we should have more. What the hell? Okay, I've been getting a lot of bots following me on Instagram. So and so, fucking Sparkly Tits is following you. Sparkly Tits 669 is following you on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, that's not a real person. But yeah, it's weird, man. A lot of people are like freaking out. Oh, R-rated characters. They're like, nah, only if it needs it. We don't need an R-rated everything. Does not need it. But Speaking of universes and everything like that, yeah, we got the monster universe kicked off with its second movie for that, with the Godzilla and the King Kong and whatever the fuck, Mothra and all that shit's coming. Man, I can't wait for that. I mean, and some people were griping about that. I even one in particular film critic dude that I watched. I'm not going to say who it is, but he said it, and I was like, really? You were the one that you freaked out, though, over the whole expansion of the M. Night Shyamalan universe. It's okay with that, but not this, buddy. It's fine. I mean, obviously, with the M. Night Shyamalan shit, that was a surprise that nobody saw coming, and we all freaked out about it, and it was absolutely fantastic. But shared universes have been around for a bit. Fucking Kevin Smith, man. I think he birthed that shit with his View Askew universe. That was awesome. I mean, he started off with Clerks and Mallrats, which, of course, Jay and Silent Bob were all in these movies. Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which kind of connected everything. He had all the characters come back. And then Clerks 2, and then apparently he's going to do Jay and Silent Bob the reboot. Kind of do it like a satire about reboots and shit. So that's going to be cool. And I've always loved his movies just for that alone. I love the fact that he connected the tissue like that. So he was doing that in the fucking mid-90s, man. And other things have done it too. I mean, it's the monster universe is connecting, and all that shit has been around too. I mean, there has been a Godzilla and King Kong before, and there's been all kinds of shit. You know, and the more the merrier, man. Anytime, you know what's funny? And I might do a video about this, and I'm not going to talk too much about it. When I watched The Matrix, I figured out a way that they could bring The Matrix back without even really letting anybody know. That's right. That's right, guys. Man, we're the Wachowskis. Wachowskis, not the brothers anymore, because one of them, whoa, cut the wiener off. I don't even know if they did that, but oh shit. She Caitlyn Jennered herself. No, but I came up with an idea. I think it's a good idea, so I might do a video about it. Because, there's always been talks. They even talked about Matrix 4 with Keanu Reeves. And I love the headlines from these websites. Oh, yeah, Keanu Reeves will, he'll come back under one condition. That was like their tagline to click you. Like as if there was like a big condition of like, oh, he can only come back because of this. I'm like, yeah, he only said he'd come back if the Wachowskis were to write and direct it, you fuck faces. Obviously, there wouldn't be a Matrix 4 with anybody else. Screw that noise. You can't do it without the Wachowskis. And I saw an interesting little theory on a video that talked about how Neo is not even the one. And it made total sense that Agent Smith was actually the one. And it makes perfect sense because when they talk about the checklist for the one, a man born inside, and then he's going to prophesy his return, he wants to bring down the Matrix and everything. And it's like, yes, that's exactly... Agent Smith did all that. He was born inside the Matrix. He was able to unplug and like totally scatter and just fucking take over the Matrix, where the machines literally had to look to a human to get rid of him. Totally took it down. So you gotta wonder. It's like, yeah, maybe that's what their intention was to have, And thinking about that and then watching the Matrix again, I was like, man, what if they could actually do this? They could actually bring the Matrix back as a spin-off in a certain way. So I'll probably do a video about that. I'm not going to go into details right now. I can't tell you my secret. I know you want to hear it, but it's not going to happen. Not quite yet. But I'm excited for the monster universe. That's for damn sure. And everything. What else? Edgar Wright. I was going to talk about him. Did you guys see that Baby Driver trailer? Holy shit. Not that I didn't know it was going to be fucking awesome. Because Edgar Wright. That guy can't do any wrong, man. The Cornetto trilogy it's some of my favorite movies. Shaun of the Dead's like my favorite zombie flick. And then you got The World's End and Hot Fuzz. Just all perfect movies, man. And he didn't have really a shared universe. He should have, though. That would have been cool. He should have his own shared universe. But, yeah, I watched I should have did an actual trailer reaction, but I was late last night and I watched it and I was just like, yeah, I'm on board. Definitely on board. And now everybody's going, holy shit, can you imagine if Edgar Wright were to direct The Flash? And I leaned back, sat back in my chair, and almost touched myself to that very thought. Oh. Just thinking about it now, I'm getting a Woody. Now, Could you? I'm not, I just smacked myself in the ass. Just kidding. No, but could you imagine that? A fucking an Edgar Wright Flash movie. I mean, I still want to travel to that alternate universe that still has the Edgar Wright Ant-Man. Okay, I like Ant-Man, but I would have loved Ant-Man if it was Edgar Wright that directed it. Holy shit! I mean, even that test footage. I mean, essentially that test footage that he showed back in 2008, 2007. At Comic-Con, that test footage, that they essentially used a lot of that, but just to have the whole thing be an Edgar Wright movie, how about that? Can you imagine if he did say, yes, I will direct The Flash? Oh, man. God, he's just got such a unique style. And I think, and it's always fast. It's fast-paced, fast editing, fast transitions. Fastest man alive! Come on! They would totally work. Oh, God. So let's start campaigning for this. Write for Flash. That's right. I'm going to tweet it out now. You're hearing this as I'm tweeting it out. Write for Flash. There you go. I just tweeted it out. Just that hashtag. You guys should capitalize on that. Let's get it trending because I have such a huge following. Yeah, my following's growing. It's good. Anyways, man, but when everybody was talking about that, woo, yeah, I mean, Peyton Reed did all right. He did good with Ant-Man. I mean, Ant-Man was like one of those like random like a character that you just like, what the fuck? A guy is Ant-Man? He shrinks? What? And he did a good job. He did do a good job. But I sit there and you just gotta wonder what the hell would have been, what would have came from fucking Edgar Wright Flash Ant-Man. Let's hope that's gonna be an Edgar Wright Flash. Jesus. And I tell you what, man, and that guy just has such a great style. And I watched this video too a long time ago that talked about the brilliance of Edgar Wright, and it's basically the transitions. It's those fast-paced transitions. He doesn't just like a normal comedy. Anytime like somebody travels. They travel, the music plays, and there's a lot of fucking helicopter shots of, like, the city they're driving to. You see the car, and there's, like, a panning out, and they're like, oh, there's the open road, woo! As, like, fucking, Taylor Swift is playing or something, It's, like, just lame, weak, lazy fucking filmmaking, which is what they said. You have Edgar Wright do one of those scenes, it's like, bam, 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 bam. You see, like, the character, like, pack up his shit, leave, get into the car, bing, 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 and just something random. And it goes really fast, and all of a sudden he's standing there where he's supposed to be. And it's like 5 seconds of just bam, bam, bam right in your face, and it's so much better. And what's funny is that's not lazy filmmaking because each one of those little tiny half-a-second shots took planning and probably took an hour or so just to prepare and shoot. That's not lazy filmmaking. That's the brilliance of Edgar Wright. It's so great. I love that fast, the zoom in fast and shit when like somebody's like brushing their teeth or grabbing something. It's absolutely fantastic, and more filmmakers should really use that method as opposed to lazy like, and then they're fucking, let's just put the camera on a helicopter and show where the, no, let's not do that. But anyways, so that's, you guys know where I stand on that. Let's answer some of your questions here. You guys tweeted me some questions. Let's start from somebody actually asked me this. They retweeted and they put me in their mention thing, and it says Shower Thoughts said, instead of remaking good films, we should remake shitty ones that showed potential. Yes, I've been saying this for a while. Don't remake the good films, okay? Like, apparently there's still a Memento happening. It's one of the best fucking films ever made. You don't need to remake that. You're just going to fuck it up. There's nothing that... But I'm a big advocate of, wow, the idea of this film was great. Executed very poorly. So, yes, try those again. I'm okay with that. Even if you have to try it again 2 more times. Do it till you get it right. Why the fuck not? I don't care. Do it. That's fine. But if the movie was already good to begin with, don't need to do it. And we can omit what Disney's doing. Yes, technically they are remaking their movies, but they're wrapping flesh around their movies, and that's fine. So, I don't really care about that. But let's see. Let's start. Okay, so I did that. Okay. Mr. Rolling Thunder asks, you think Will would be... Oh, no, wait, he didn't. That was just commenting on my on something that I retweeted about Will Smith looking like Uncle Phil right now. Kieran Jones, he said, talk about the Iron Fist reviews. More thoughts on Kong? I can never think of anything when you ask. Well, yeah, see, and that's another thing, too, is the Marvel Studios, oops, they hit a landmine. Iron Fist is getting shit on with their reviews. The first 3 Defender shows have all been certified fresh, pretty much. They've been nailing them, but for some reason, Iron Fist, not so much. And then, of course, what's his nuts? The guy who stars, I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. He pulled a fucking David Ayer and basically said, it's not made for the critics, no, it's made for the fans. So pretty much when one of these movies or shows doesn't exactly do well with the critics, yeah, that's what they're going to say. It's not for the critics, of course. But, you know, they're not going to say that if the critics love it. And, yeah, that's why I'm saying there's a shift happening. All of a sudden, there's like a missteps that are happening from Marvel Studios. And you knew it was eventually going to happen. They weren't going to be perfect this whole time. And they technically haven't been perfect this whole time, you know? So, yeah. So that's pretty, I'm still going to watch it. I still haven't finished Luke Cage, which I suck. I'm finally getting back into Gotham. I've totally forgot that I'm like 2 seasons behind Gotham. I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I not doing this? Because, again, I'm one of those assholes that likes to binge, not watch week by week. So I'm watching Gotham right now. I'll probably watch another episode after I get done here. Mr. James Bricknell, my old podcast buddy, who I'll probably get on here one of these days. If you could suck any superhero's dick, how long would Batman last? You sick son of a bitch. Yeah, that's just would have thought of that. How long would Batman? Because he already assumes if I would suck Batman's dick, the thing would probably fucking be nasty and it's been hot under those tights. Oh, goddamn. Oh, good Lord. I'm not gay, I swear. I got into really explicit detail with that. That's funny. But he said, seriously, though, how good does Wonder Woman look? Of course, it looks phenomenal. Should be flipping cars and using that goddamn lasso for all kinds of goodness, man. It just looks really, really, really good. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, my God, why are they fucking doing that on the Kids' Choice Awards? I'm like, that's brilliant. Yeah, this Wonder Woman, okay, Batman vs. Superman was not exactly for kids. It wasn't. Okay, and that's what I think one of the problems was, you know, especially with Warner Brothers going, no, this is way too dark. Cut some out of it. It's too long and too dark. And now, and of course, it got a little fucked up. And I think that was one of the main problems right there. Zack Snyder wasn't trying to appeal to kids. He wasn't. But Wonder Woman can be appealing to kids, you know, especially little young girls, you know, because, you know, they haven't seen like a big screen female superhero or whatever. And that's exactly what it did. It was a bunch of girls dressed as Wonder Woman that came out on stage, did this whole thing. And I thought that was actually pretty good because you can tap into that market. You know, Wonder Woman is for everybody. So let's tap into that market. I remember there was like a rumor, oh my God, there's going to be an R-rated director's cut. Well, there's not. And Patton, there's not going to be an R-rated fucking gritty Wonder Woman. She's not that kind of character. Don't fucking do that. Karen Jones also asked, did you like the new Guardians of the Galaxy footage they released? I assume you're talking about the trailer, unless there was more footage that I did not see. If you talk about the trailer or whatever, I mean, no matter what, it looks great. I think Baby Groot, I'm going to fall in love and want one and sleep with it every night. And I think, it looks good. It looks good to me. And I love that James Mangold a lot of people were giving him shit for revealing Kurt Russell's ego and saying that he was his father, but he knew that was going to get out anyways, and apparently that's very early on in the film, so he didn't care, but you really don't even know what the fucking plot is. And see, right here, with Wonder Woman and Guardians of the Galaxy, you don't really know the plot. You don't really know the plots of these movies, and it should stay like that, and other movies, big movies, should really do that. You know, get the basic idea, but you don't know the exact plot. But when it comes to these superheroes, it's like, just show a bunch of cool shit and don't really show the plot because you don't really need to. The fucking name and the character themselves will just bring people and put asses in the seats. Okay, let's see. Pablo Maldonado. Yeah, do you think the DCEU still has a chance to be what the MCU is? No! No! You know why? Because they're two different fucking beasts, man. And everybody is comparing the DCU to the MCU. And Warner Brothers and DC are they're trying not to be the MCU. And you know how they're doing that? They're not doing it like Marvel did. Marvel did Iron Man, the Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, then the Avengers. So they did it. Origin, continuing origin. Well, I mean, I guess the Incredible Hulk was not really an origin, but they did show a lot of origin stuff. So it's just like the main four origins, and then they came together. And now they're like continuing, getting more origins, and then bringing them together. Now, this is what DC and Warner Brothers is doing. They're trying to do something different, which is fucking brilliant, which is what they should be doing. They had Origin, the first one, Origin, the main dude, Superman, have his origin. That's like a more grittier origin. I thought it was fantastic. Then you bring in Batman, Superman, and pretty much hint everybody else that's already existed. You already got a weathered Batman. You already had a Wonder Woman that's been around for over 100 years who walked away from humanity. And you had them all come together. First they were fighting each other and being just like not too great to each other. And then they came together to defeat an ultimate baddie, and one of them died, causing the other two to rethink what they were doing and come back to the way they were. Yeah, that's fucking awful. Jesus Christ, just do it like Marvel, you bitches. No, fuck that. And then of course you introduce like the three other characters that you kind of briefly see, like, oh my god, these guys exist. It's already existing. Holy shit. And then they're going to bring them all together in Justice League, and then we're going to get more like their side stuff. So they're doing things differently, not to mention that Suicide Squad, right in the middle of that. They're doing things differently, and they should continue to do things differently. And I think that's fine. And I think it's not going to be what the MCU is. I think it's going to be an entirely different beast. And like I said, there's a shift happening where they're going to be above the MCU. At least that's what it's looking like. Who knows? Mr. Sabrath Shawarma says, what story would they do for the Kong versus Godzilla film? Yeah, that's an interesting question because I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I mean, they're going to have some interesting characters because Kong did not have interesting characters. Mainly focus. You know what's going to be interesting? Because with Godzilla, Godzilla ended up being, he was fighting for humanity, essentially. He was fighting those beasts and defeated them and then just went right back in the ocean. He was actually on our side. He was defeating the beast. Kong, same way. I mean, yes, he fucked up a lot of helicopters, but I mean, that was his home. It was like a bunch of goddamn dragonflies just flying in, and he just started slapping the shit out of them. And then when it came to like the lizard things that were attacking him, he was the one that was starting attacking them. And that's why, so like, it's funny because both of them are essentially good guys. They are good monsters. So what's going to happen when they pin against each other? Or are they going to, is it going to be like, yeah, there's that whole meme going around that said like, you're letting Mothra die? And then Kong says, why did you say that name? Martha. It was creative. Haha. Funny. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. Because, I mean, Kong took place in 1973 or something. And then, of course, that post-credit scene just kind of hinted at everything else. So, obviously, those characters can't be, if it's a, I don't know. Honestly, they have to have a present movie. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. That's a good question. I guess we'll see. They have like a bunch of writers in the writer's room. They'll be bumping their heads, man. Jared Ward asks, if Wonder Woman does well critically, do you think that there is a chance that DC will veer away from this fun idea? They already have. And so has other people. It's okay to have one group of comic book heroes and one universe to be fun. And, a lot of, good action, a lot of nerdy, good shit, which is totally fine. But you can have a more serious universe as well, which, the Fox Marvel's doing that, and the DCU is doing that. It's fine. Marvel Studios can continue doing that until they sidestep. Then they can reformat, maybe bring some more. I still think Captain America Winter Soldier is one of the best Marvel Studios movies out there, man. And it had some, it was a pretty serious movie. It was pretty grounded. It was like a spy espionage movie that had a superhero involved. I thought that's still like one of my favorite MCU movies. It really is. That and Iron Man. The first Iron Man was just awesome and just kicked it all off. But Winter Soldier was phenomenal. And it had somewhat of a darker tone, I would say. To me, it did. I don't know. So, yeah, it's going to be fine. They can have this beast. You can have this beast. It's fine. But see, there's just a shift happening now that Logan came out. They're like, you know what? I kind of want a more serious characters. I want more serious comic book characters. But, you know, don't overdo it. Don't make Spider-Man have black hair and be all emo and shit. But Spider-Man 2 is one of the best superhero movies to date. It's still really fucking good. I mean, and there you go. And then, of course, Mr. Kyle Jones, buddy, I talked to. Maybe I'll get him on this podcast. Who's that? Who do you think should direct the Flash movie? Edgar Wright! Oh, just do it. Or Justin Lin. How about him? Fast and Furious. He did a couple of those. I don't know. Edgar Wright, though, man. Ah, man, would I love that. Hell, get that Jordan, what's his nuts from Kong. Maybe he could do that shit. He seems like... Yeah, he had some pretty interesting shots. Like, all the inside, like, the helicopter shots as they were getting fucked up was actually really creative, and I thought it was really awesome. And you're seeing the point of view of the people in the fucking helicopters as it was going down. So everything's stationary in there, and you're just seeing it spinning around and guys, like, hanging out and shit. I mean... those parts were really good. The only thing that sucked, he had no character development at all. They were all shitty. They're all pretty shitty. Maybe not John C. Reilly's character, but everybody else is just kind of like, who the fuck is... Okay. So, anyway, so that's all the questions I got. I think I've talked enough, guys. I'm past the 45-minute mark. You guys are tired of me yelling in your ears. I apologize. I get a little loud. I get a little crazy. But I appreciate you guys listening, man. I'm really enjoying doing this. I am. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section of the YouTube video. Of course, I'll put the link down below. Or I'll post a link on my Twitter to have it. I actually have a SoundCloud where you can just listen to it wherever you are, either at home or on the road or at work, not really working. I listen to podcasts all the time. And now that I have a better radio, I can listen to them on my commute home, because sometimes it takes a lot longer than it should. But I don't mind it now, guys. Traffic, I don't mind it now. Before, I was worried that my car was going to blow up. And no AC. And the radio didn't even work either, guys. I had a little portable speaker, Bluetooth speaker that I would use. Or I just put in my earbuds. But now I got AC, so I can roll up the windows and I don't have to hear the sounds of the fucking freeway. And I just have my own little world. I got the AC, and I'm listening to like a podcast, and it's just so fantastic. It's so awesome, guys. I love it. And CinemaCon is happening, and I could easily probably go. If I submitted, they would probably give me a press badge, and I got family that lives in Vegas, and I could stay there. I could stay at my dad's. God damn it. Next year it's happening. For sure going to happen next year. I just can't do it this year because I still don't have paid time off, or anything. I can't take the time off work. I would love to, but it's not going to happen. But apparently Ben Affleck's going to be there. Bring get some Justice League awesomeness, hopefully. And put his middle finger up for all those guys that think he's going to walk away. All right, so there you have it, guys. That is the Film Junket podcast for this week. I appreciate you guys listening. Comment down below. Anything. Send me questions, too, on my Twitter, on my Google Plus or Facebook. Mainly Twitter is the best one, of course. But yeah, appreciate you guys listening to me. I'll talk to you guys later. Later.